Yo, what's up, everybody? This is another What Grinds My Gears, but it's just a pre-thought, real quick one. It's not even grinding gears yet. I'm gonna wait to see, but we're grinding our way to E3. Again, this is Jez7780. Follow me over on Twitter and on my YouTube. I'm actually at 98 subscribers. My goodness, two more for 100. I can't believe it. I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. And I thank you everybody for supporting and sharing out my thoughts. It's just my crazy thoughts, but I'm here just sipping on a cold one, just waiting for the E3 Planet Xbox reaction show to start. I think it's gonna start probably we'll do it. I think it'll start in an hour or so, and doing that. And it was funny is that Smooth setting up some things, but I think what E3 matters to us. I think that's really cool. So you might see something like that. And seeing a little bit of leaks here and there, but nothing too crazy. They're really holding to their guns for this. But this is just some random thoughts as to what we'll see from Microsoft's E3. And E3 definitely has changed over the years. Definitely from Microsoft, where I always thought E3 was like the show where the big console, the three console manufacturers are under one roof and are showing the best that they can get, the best that they're showing, and you're reassuring their customers that things are coming, and also even taking some shots or even taking some things away to lure competition to the Xbox. And we've been seeing this for a real long time as we go to E3. Microsoft's very holistic approach, kind of just what they can do for gaming as Microsoft. And that's what FanFest going on and things like that. And a lot of people are hyped, and a lot of people have been with the executives out there. I see a lot of photos, a lot of things going on. And I think it's excellent. I think that's great. I'm not going to knock on that, but it still doesn't address the gaming situation, and that's why we're all here, is for the games. It's for playing games and for reacting to games and being emotionally attached to games and sharing experiences. And whining and dining is nice, but again, it's not something that should definitely I'm sure everybody's very nice and things like that, but it's not something that should kind of make light of the investment and what we have put into the console and the monetary investment and what our expectations are of getting a product as a consumer. And that's where I kind of look at it. I've always been like that, though. Like, I kind of see the marketing and the spin and all that other stuff, and I know what it is. We know it's the marketing spin. I know it's the PR spin. So we're seeing a lot of that as we're going in there. The hype is real because here it is. Wait to E3, and we're an hour and a half away from Microsoft's conference. But one of the things that I've seen that kind of made me just say, hey, let me just come in here and do some random thoughts was the what are my thoughts on it? And I still believe it's going to be a lot of Game Pass. It's going to be a lot of third-party support, maybe some Game Pass launches, Game Pass exclusive launch by indies, or even maybe they might get a third party to participate in Game Pass day and date. So to that, that's neat. It's nice. It's definitely a promotion of their services. But I still think, I see a lot of tweets and I see feedback from the hopefuls, and the hopefuls are like, they're going to do Halo 6, Gears of War, Fable, this, a Conquer reboot, Battletoads, are going to do, what is it? A Banjo-Kazooie 3 and things like just kind of like empty out all their IP on stage. That's what that's what would get me a standing ovation. I'll be clapping for that, because that's what to me, at this time and point, that's what they need to do. They need to dump out their first-party games. They got to just say, here are our IP, all the stuff that Phil's been teasing since he came on. He came on teasing, like, I'm going to go back to our IP and new games. That's what they need to do. They need to reestablish the identity of Xbox. No matter if it's on PC, on mobile, I don't care. The thing that they need to do is that's what I want them to do. And that's what I feel like, in order to get me back involved in them, they need to do that. And from what I see and what I hear it's not going to be a bad show. But I'm but it's not going to be what they need to do from what people have been criticizing them on. I think they're going to have a lot of representation on stage, third party, things like that. But to me, and for what E3 is to me, and again, this is to me, E3 has always been the battlefield. I'm not the battlefield of the consoles, not Battlefield, but like the WrestleMania of video games. Like this was when you do your promo, you're backstage, you got Hulk Hogan, Mean Gene, and he's talking about, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to show you this and this and this. This is the promo for the holiday. This is to say, we're coming out this holiday with these games, or this is what we're coming for in the spring, and we're bringing it. And you on board, or you're not on board, or if you were on board with the competition, get over here. And I see from the communications, from what's going on, I'm not seeing that hunger from them, that fight. Instead, they want to be, they want to be, what's up, guys? They want to be, just very holistic, very kind of the kumbaya, we say, but very just like organic to the gaming industry. What can they do for games, like charities, like a charity kind of to gaming? Like they feel like that they need to serve gaming rather than acknowledge competition and compete on that kind of front. Now they could change. They can open up their book, and maybe that's what this E3 is to me. From what I'm hearing, what Jeff Keighley said, there's going to be a lot of third party, some surprise third party people on stage, and some notable. He's like some notable. Or just a few first party games. And it's like, I know they're not ready. But again, we're in this predicament. They'll hype up all they want with their fans, their diehards. I understand that. But again, it's all marketing. It's a corporation. They're appealing to their fans. But on the back end, what is Xbox? And, since they've moved on to PC and all these other areas, like, what is Xbox? And if they don't really see competition with the console, then they're not going to make moves to be aggressive to bring people to their console. Instead, they're just going to make games and put them everywhere, which kind of takes a lot of out of E3 for me. And in fact, when I looked at E3, I was like, here you go. Like, they're going to swing right. Sony's going to swing left tomorrow. Nintendo's going to kick them in the nuts, or Nintendo just does their own thing. It was always something like that. Even when it came to motion controls, it was like, who has Kinect? Who has Move? Even when it came to services, like it was like, who had Xbox Live? Who had the free online? Like it was always, you do the same thing. Both of you guys do the same thing. Why should I go with you? Nissan, Honda, you guys both make mid-sized cars. Why should I go with you in this? McDonald's, Burger King, you both make hamburgers. Why should I go to you over this? It is consumerism. That's what it is. You never hear Coca-Cola after all these years going, I don't care what soda you drink. Like, soda's soda. Go drink fucking the one from Aldi. Like, go drink that cheap ass soda. I don't care. No. The Pepsi and Diet Coke. Why do they compete? Why? It's just soda. But because they're competing companies, they make the same product. And that's where it just boggles my mind on how we go into E3 thinking that Microsoft's going to do this, because they haven't shown anything leading up to this that they are going to do such a thing. They haven't thrown punches over there. They haven't done this. And, I saw the leak now. They just said June 26th or something like that. Nier Automata is coming to Xbox. And Hellblade came a couple months ago. Like, those are not jib. Come on. Those games came out over a year ago on the previous platform. And they're coming out now. What that tells me is that install base, that market share of that console of Xbox is not an interest to developers. Like, developers are just like, this game has sold everything it could over here on PlayStation. Yeah, let's go make an Xbox version now. Because, it is, and then charge people $50 for it. I think I bought Nier for like $10 or $10 or something like that on the PlayStation Store sale. Same thing with No Man's Sky. I bought it for like 10, $15, like the whole thing. I'm gonna get all the updates. Like, and they're gonna charge Xbox $50 for it. Like, again, I just feel like the Xbox console owner is getting the short end of the stick. They're not gonna get a $10 Nier Automata. That PlayStation been getting sales upon sales, I don't even know how much it is, but now the Xbox owner is going to have to pay $50 for it if they want to play it on their console. It just doesn't seem very not consumer friendly, but it just seems that, again, the Xbox console owner is getting the shaft. They pay for Xbox Live, the only one that does. Nobody else does, and everybody reaps the benefits of Xbox Live, achievements, pop, everything, all those other things. But again, this is not something that should be on E3 stage. I really hope Nier Automata is not on E3. I hope No Man's Sky is not on Microsoft stage. These things, I hope that's not the Japanese representation Phil was speaking about. Getting secondhand hand-me-downs from Sony or from whatever platform, PC and Sony, whatever the hell it's been on. I really hope that that's not something that they're going to tout as being successful. They need to have an exclusive from Japan to come on their stage and be there. Like if last year, Bandai Namco's, what was it? The Dragon Ball was exclusive. Oh yeah, that now we're talking. And yeah, I guess 11 time. Yeah, he says that they aren't even exclusives. They're getting those games late. Xbox business practices and companies. I agree. That's the thing. Like they're getting these games not because Sony dropped dollars to identify these. They're just getting them kind of as just secondhand hand-me-downs because either people didn't think that it would sell on Xbox with such a low install base, and the fact that they put it on the highest console. Like Cliffy B said it before he shut down his studios. I put it on the 80 million seller. Like I'm not putting this on something that is at 29, 30 million. And that's the whole reason why Microsoft is moving. Like, Microsoft is acting as, and I want to bring this about E3 and not just my thoughts because, things might change. Like it might change. I am, having a beer because I'm kind of like, I got to wind down because I cannot be, go crazy on this stuff because I have a fear that I don't know what they're going to show. Like, I see everybody congratulating Phil. Oh, good luck tomorrow. Good luck. Good luck. I think they should be saying good luck to us as Xbox. I think we're the ones in the hot seat, not them. They know what they have. They know what they're going to show. What luck could they have to show? What? Because if the lights go on, if a demo works well, like that's the luck that we got to say good luck. I know a lot of people work on this stuff, but Xbox fans are sitting at the edge of their seat right now because we have no friggin' clue where the hell Microsoft's going to go. And what gets me too, it's like even last year, leading up to E3, it was confidence out the ass for the Xbox, for the X, that this was going to be, oh my God, we're going to know the name and the price, and this is the name, and they're going to drop a whole bunch of games to support it, and they didn't. And now they come out and say 15 world premieres. He didn't say 15 exclusives. He said 15 world premieres. That means it could be a game that's already been announced and they just show a new trailer that's a world premiere. See, that's the kind of shit that I see through. I don't run around and go, this is amazing news. It's a world premiere. Just think of Jeff Keighley. The same thing. He's all hyping it up. You know why? He's hyping up his YouTube channel. And I'm very pessimistic about this stuff, but you got to watch who's delivering the messages, which are genuine and what are PR marketing bullshit. Jeff Keighley's running around teasing because he got trolled last year for dropping the X price before it came out. And he got killed because people are like, no way is that $400. I remember I was on the fucking toilet bowl when that tweet came out from Jeff Keighley. I almost fell off my fucking seat. I was like, what? $400? That fucking Jeff Keighley, he's crazy. I was on the bowl when that shit came out. Literally. Good shit. It's right. I was yelling. I was like, "Oh, you kidding me? $400?" And people went in on him. I was like, "No way. Microsoft's not going to make that same mistake twice. No way, man." And believe it or not, $500. And I like if they announce it in the beginning. But anyway, he's kind of doing that stuff right now where he's like, promoting this thing, and he's promoting his YouTube channel, YouTube gaming and stuff like that. And he's hyping. He's always been the market guy. But when they said 15 world premieres, and then I hear Then Jeff kind of puts it together where it's going to be a lot of third parties, going to be a lot of third party surprises on stage, a lot of third party. We know from Microsoft's history, they don't get the exclusives. They don't buy extra content or season passes or come here first. Now, maybe they will for Battlefield. I don't know. But they don't do that anymore. They don't pay to keep this off other platforms. And with the holistic view that they have right now, that holistic view, they are trying to make amends with their competition and unite rather than be competitive. And that's where it is. And I think OBJ, like I think it's gonna be a lot of third party. I think it's gonna be a lot of third party. But to me, and I know, shout out to Frogs. Frogs is in here. We were talking, and if they open up with Cyberpunk, right? I'm not clapping, going Microsoft win. Like, oh my God, what a great show. I'm like, you could play that anywhere. If they closed with Anthem, everybody, Anthem, you could play that anywhere. Like, those are not wins for the Xbox in my mind. See, this is my mind. Like, so they'll have a good show because those are good games, but those good games are not exclusive to their platform. Hell, not even PC. I'm not even talking about Xbox and Windows 10. I'm talking about PlayStation. I'm talking about your competition that's dominating you. Like, those are not considered wins for me. But you showing multi-platform games on stage, I don't look at that as an Xbox win. They're wins for the gamer. I totally agree. Like, they win. I'm not saying I'm not going to like Cyberpunk because it's on Xbox stage. But if somebody would ask me, well, how do you think Microsoft is doing or Xbox is doing? If I don't see games from their pockets, from them, my biggest problem, the reason why I even do this channel is because I don't see investment from Microsoft into Xbox. I'm not talking about third party. I'm talking about I want to see them. The checkbook is open. Well, where is it? And as I said, checkbook should never have been closed. If you have a gaming console you're trying to sell, that checkbook should never close. That you gave up on gaming, and now you're hoping that faithful stick around. But I don't like, oh my God, Microsoft is back, because I don't want, if that's what happens at this E3, I don't people say, well, why are you upset? Microsoft showed a whole bunch of games. Just like last year, they showed 42 games. The problem I have is I don't care about how many games they show. I want to know how much is coming from Microsoft Studios. That's been the critique. That's been the problem. So when we come out of this E3, and if they have not emptied the shed of their IP and showed Halo, Gears, and Forza yet again, and these are maybe not the premier Halo game and not a premier Gears of War game, instead of some cash grab XCOM's open world Lego Halo, I don't know, but some wonky ass spin-offs to appeal to the accessible larger market while they hold back the 6 and the 5 of Gears and Halo. That's not, I'm not going to be excited for Xbox. I'll be excited for the games, Cyberpunk, Anthem, Tomb Raider, things like that. I'll be excited to play those games, but that doesn't say, oh my God, let me turn on my Xbox. Oh my God, let me go buy an Xbox right now. Let me leave and go get another Xbox. That's what I want them to do to me at this E3. I said it every year I had my Xbox on and I watched the PlayStation event. I would sit back at Monday night and I would be like, come on, Sony, sell me a PlayStation. And that's how I looked at E3. I would sit back on Nintendo's thing and say, sell me a Wii, sell me a Switch. Come on. This is your chance to sell it to me. I remember I would take my wallet and put it out there. Now this is just me. I'm a consumer. I would put my wallet right next to me on the couch and go, sell it to me. Let's go. And maybe I worked in sales. I worked in electronic sales a lot, and I'm big into sales. I'm big into believing in what you buy. And that's the thing. So when I'm sitting here at every single one of these conferences, the big three, the EA, Ubisoft, all those, Bethesda, those are bonuses, man. Those are bonuses because those are games that everybody can play. That's a bonus. The biggest ones for me were always Microsoft and Sony. Those were the two big ones. Nintendo, I would tune in, and be like, oh, that looks cool, but not as intense, because Sony and Microsoft have been the big ones, like fighting with that. I always thought the Wii did their own thing, Wii 60, that kind of stuff. But I would sit there and go, when I had my Xbox, like I had Xbox on, I was in the Xbox camp, I would be like, go ahead, Sony, sell me one. And they sold me a PlayStation 3 with God of War. I was like, whoa, that looked crazy. And then I got a PlayStation, and then, but I didn't stick with it. I was like, eh. Now, last year, I went out PlayStation days and bought a PlayStation, and I sat there with the box closed. I was not opening it until after that conference. And I said, I was a little perturbed at Microsoft for dropping that X at $500 and expecting me to play all the games that I could play right now and old games that I played years ago. And I was like, where the hell's your new shit if you're releasing a new console, a new updated console? And I was pissed. So I was like, I'm going to go buy a PlayStation. They had the sales. They were only doing the sales. This year, at least Microsoft caught up with those stupid sales, even though, Sony still, marketing is out the wazoo. Of all the stores I went to, it's like Play Days and shit like that. It's crazy with exclusive consoles. And then I waited for Sony's conference, and I said, holy shit. After that conference, I opened it up. I was like, yep, they sold it to me. Like, Spider-Man they showed Days Gone, they showed those games. I was like, yep. On Last of Us, I was like, all right, well, I'm in. And then I opened it up. And then that's it. And then I experienced all the exclusives and all the games on there. And now it's like third party I could play on there as well. But like for the Xbox, that was my story. And now I'm going to sit here again this year and say, Xbox, win me back. And people will be like, well, you're not going to be happy if they just show third party. Like, what makes you happy? Hey, this is my opinion. This is what they have done to me. I'm a consumer. I bought the iPhone back when it was the 3G and all that other stuff, and I knew it was Edge on the first time. And then when I saw the bullshit that iPhone pulled when they did the 4 and held out on photo messaging and stuff like that, meanwhile, you had to hack it in order to do it, I said, fuck that. I left AT&T. I left that. I went to Sprint, and I went to Sprint with the Evo 4G, and I started my Android crusade. And they supported it, and it kept getting better and better with Android. And then Samsung Galaxies came out, and I've been on Android ever since because I hated the bullshit that iPhone and Apple pulled where they withhold features just to get you to upgrade. Now it becomes common practice. But back then, those things were significant. No photos and messages and all that other stuff. But I'd be like, how the hell can you go to an Evo? Like, what the hell's wrong? Why would you go to Android? Like, iPhone it's where everything is. I did it because if I don't believe in something, Sprint is trash. They were pretty bad. And then I left them and I went back to AT&T, and then I went to T-Mobile now. But they were the only ones that had the Evo, the Android phone, which was like the best Android phone at the time, the HTC Evo 4G. And I went to it and I liked it, but I did it out of principle because I did not like, again, this is all me. I did not like them withholding stuff and the PR bullshit. Oh, well, the faster processor could do the messaging in the 4, the 3G couldn't support it. And that's bullshit because you could just jailbreak it and it would do 3G photos messaging just fine. It was all a corporate line of bullshit. And like I said, I see through the bullshit. I know when something's PR. I don't sit back and go, oh, that's PR, so I will listen. I go, that's PR, so what's the real reason behind it? So they're all taking pictures, whining and dining people, taking pictures. Your bars out there doing all that stuff. That's great. Great people. Nothing against them. But that is not the reason. That should not be the reason why you game there, because they fly you out or they wine and dine you when you're out there. Or they send you some things like that's where I'm like, that's great, but I'm not going to bat an eye to what I'm playing as a gamer, sitting here in my home in front of my TV when it all comes down to it and turning on my Xbox. All the pins that they're sending out, all that stuff, all the fanfare that they're doing, that is all great and dandy, but it's still not something I could play inside my home. Sakuma. I'll show Sakuma the thing. Are you guys talking? I got the phones and stuff like that. I know, guys. But Sakuma and OBJ, they're talking about the Sprint and shit. It's funny. But anyway, back to E3 stuff. So we'll see with E3. I'm predicting a lot of third-party support, a lot of Japanese support. And yeah, Frogs, I know. I saw this into the thing. I'd say another sense of it, gaming and your phone, right? Where the phones, what services you have? You have Verizon, T-Mobile. Like, Look what, and you know what? Now we're talking T-Mobile. I don't want to talk about, but look what T-Mobile did. Verizon and AT&T fucking dominated. And look what T-Mobile did. They came in and they went after them. They went at them. T-Mobile was the Microsoft, the 29 million sitting there. T-Mobile and Sprint and Verizon were rolling. And what did T-Mobile do? Oh, we just want to be everywhere. We're gonna put any exclusive phone we have. We want to sell it on AT&T or anything like that. No, T-Mobile came in there and kicked both of those corporations in the nuts. And because T-Mobile did that, they had the unlimited internet, the unlimited this with Verizon with nickel and diamond, you left and right. And AT&T and T-Mobile came in there and competed. That's a perfect example of what I want Microsoft to be doing right now, and not saying that I don't care where you play. They should be like, you play here on this console. Here is the best experience, and these are the games you only could play here, and this is why. And that has always been the fight of the console wars. It wasn't the console war Geneva Convention. These are the console wars. This is not the console Geneva Convention. This is the console wars. That was the reason why Nintendo and Sony killed each other. Nintendo and Nintendo and friggin' Sega went at each other. And then just read it. This competition, when you do the same thing, you got to compete. The person that gives up is the person that it's not going to there. But you're right. They're not pushing the X to the max. And that's another problem, Chief. Like, yeah. So you sold this $500. I haven't heard one thing about the power since the console launched in November. I have not heard anything. Oh my goodness! Can't wait to show off the power of the X at E3 this year, 2018. That power narrative, I don't know what. Like, it is just fanboy people carrying it on. But Microsoft's not talking about the power. They just say best place to play is Xbox. We're the best place to play. And the thing is like, that's a lie, because the S is struggling like shit to try to run these games even at 1080p. And like I said, Onrush, that game that just came out, which is a really cool game. I really like it. My son was going crazy on that game. He loves it. But on the Pro and on the, I think I said this yesterday. I was like, on the Pro and on the Slim and on the Xbox One X, there's performance and resolution modes. On the S and the regular Xbox One, they don't even have that option. It's basically just runs at like, I don't even know, a 900 or I think 900p or something like that. They don't even give you a resolution boost. Where on the on the Slim, you could run it at 1080p 60 or something like that, a higher frame rate 60, or you could run it at 900p at or 900p at 60, or that 1080p at like 45 or 50, something like that. But you have a resolution boost. They don't have that on the S. The S is struggling every single day. That we don't even do comparison videos anymore. I don't even see comparison videos except with the S and the X. And the S is just atrocious. Just look at it for the resolution difference between State of Decay 2. And those are Microsoft games that are built for the console. And that's the problem. There are no Microsoft, their global approach. And this, I want to get to my last point. It's been always the same point, but their global, their approach to being gaming everywhere has told developers to develop on PC and port it to Xbox. Nobody's using that DirectX bullshit on a chip. It's embedded in the chip. The processor that everybody was chewing on last year. They're not utilizing that because nobody is making specific games for that hardware. Instead, they're putting it on this Windows 10 UWP and having it just run on the Xbox. That's why State of Decay 2, it doesn't do that. Like, State of Decay 2 doesn't run well on Xbox versus over on PC. It's because the game's not being made for the console. But we're gonna go. I'm gonna start getting it ready for my I think it starts. What does the time start? I think it starts at 4:00. I think, right? 4:00 is the Microsoft conference, right? It's not at 3. I know that we're doing, and this is cool. I have to say, the Xbox Attic, they made pins, they made a controller. I think they made a custom console, but it's not going to be for sale. I think it's going to be just, for just like a tribute console, something like that. But I think that's great. The fact that they've done that, and they're donating, they're doing a gamers outreach, which is great. I definitely think you should support that. It's really cool. Like, that's not, that I have no problem. They'd be doing that. But again, the whole taking people out and doing all that stuff and pretending that you're friends. Yep, pins. I know. It's just, that doesn't fix the problem that I have. And it's the base problem of I need first party investment. I want investment from Microsoft. And hopefully at the C3, they show me that they're investing in the games. Not that they got third parties to come on their stage and show their game, but what's coming out of Microsoft Studios? What are they doing? That's what I want to say. So, as we lead into this, we'll say, I think we're going to start our thing. What time is it now? It's 2. Yeah. So I think we're going to do our thing at like 3:30, playing Xbox reactions. I'm not a huge fan of live reactions because I always like to sit there and absorb all the presentation and then give my reaction to it rather than trying to listen if I miss something. Like I was watching the EA one and when they announced Battle Royale, I was watching, Giant Bomb's, Giant Bomb talks over it. And Jeff Gerstmann said some stupid bullshit. Whoa, he yelled something as soon as they announced Battle Royale. and we're like, well, everybody's like, what did he say? What did he say? And then we had to wait for the messages to be like what it was. So I'm not a huge fan of watch overs, but it definitely helps in the low times. So when they show some stuff, but we'll see. They made a pin for everything. I think, and I also saw that gear that Microsoft's going to sell, the pin that Major Nelson wears, that little Xbox circle, is going to be on the store that you could buy. The pin that he wears, that he will not tell anybody, where he gets them custom made and for his lapel, and now you could buy them. You could be Major Nelson. I could do my own Inside Xbox. I'll go get my suit. I'll go get the Major Nelson pin, and I'll put it right on there. I can't wait. You could be Major Nelson with the Xbox gear. And that's the other thing. How can you say, I don't give a shit where you play and still try to sell Xbox merchandise? I cannot. This dichotomy has driven me insane. It's the reason why I'm drinking. It's the reason. The dichotomy of they're on there, Fan Fest and all that other stuff. And the Phil's saying, we don't care. Yeah, I wonder if we could buy the Major Nelson white gloves from this store. I could really be Major Nelson. But I just can't, what is Xbox anymore? If you turn into a streaming app, who's gonna buy merchandise for an Xbox when it's like buying a fucking it's like buying an app for Tencent? What's something I'm gonna buy a hat that says Tencent on it that makes PUBG Mobile. Who? But anyway, this is me signing off, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And I guess what, we'll see what's in E3. But anyway, I thank everybody for coming out, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, see you on the other side. Bye.